Hey guys, um, this is Brian. I've mentioned a Craigslist haul recently, and I'm going to show you most of the books from that. There's some books that just didn't really. I mean, they weren't in very good shape, so they're just gonna find their way in the dumpster. I'm just gonna give them away to some little kid. So to start this off with, I'm going to show you the books that I'm not really that like don't really do much for me. I'll just show them to you real quick, anyways. So yeah, Batman, or not Batman, but just The Outsiders. This book here reprints numbers 1 and 2. So 1 and 2, then we have 3, 4, second issue of 4, copy of 4, 6, 7, 8, which I think is a really cool cover with the Huntress and Nightwing. Oh, I didn't replace the boards on all of the bags and boards on all these books, so I did notice that almost all of them did come from a place called Ultimate Cards and Comics at 16764 Northwest 67th Avenue, Miami, Florida. Yeah, so these books came all the way from Florida up here to DC, so the DC area. Issue number 10, Shazam. This is a Bill Sienkiewicz cover on issue 11. He did the New Mutants back in the day, the Demon Bear storyline and all that kind of stuff, which it makes it really like his artwork along with the heavy dialogue that that ran through that book back then made those books really difficult to read, especially when you were a kid. His artwork, I think, is great for horror type comics. I don't think it is so fits with superhero stuff so well. Here's issue 12. Here's a Hellboy. Doesn't have a number on it, but it says 25 cents, so I'm sure that was a deal. Batgirl 46. 47. 50. It's extra size too. Yeah, this next pile is not really. Batman Gothic Knights 51. 52. These books don't really do much for me. I like Batman, but the style and on that artwork just doesn't help me much. Batman Detective Comics, $7.91. Missed a little, $7.94. $7.95. Now, I counted these books real quick, and I think I have about 260 or 70 in this pile. My count could be totally wrong, but so these plus some other ones that I just not even bother to show because they're in not great shape and they're not great books anyways. I think it came out to around 300 books. And Action Comics 804, and it ended up costing me $100 for all these books. Superman Action Comics 778. 805. And originally, when I first saw these books, 114, the guy had them priced for $200 or no, $150. Superman 200. So, anyways, see, he wanted $150 for them, and I just waited him out until he dropped his price to $100, and I had a friend of mine go pick them up for me. So, depending on what the pictures they're showing and what they have in their collection, some of these ads on Craigslist can sit around for weeks or months. So, I suggest you get on there and make them an offer, and if they're not going to take your offer that you think is fair, wait them out. Keep an eye on it and see if they don't drop it down to meet your offer anyways, and then make them a lower offer if you want. So here's Teen Titans number 1. Damn it. So this is Teen Titans number 1. I think I'm going to keep this book just because they got to work on it. Cover is amazing. It's really nice. So we have Nightwing 74. 75. 86. 87. I like this cover. An 89. It's pretty cool. 90. I haven't read any of these books yet. Just haven't had a chance to get to them. 91. In fact, all these Nightwing books, I'm just gonna. 92. I'm gonna keep these for my kid because he's a fan of Nightwing. 93. And the last Nightwing book I think I have here is 94. So this next pile of books we got is the Flash, and we're gonna dig into some JLA for you. Hold on. All right, Flash 202. Here, we'll just Flash 202. 203. 204. Sorry about the glare. It's the air conditioner in my apartment's not working, so I've got the windows and the blinds open because it's freaking hot in here. 205. Yeah, so the air conditioner has been out. I've called 3 times to get it, the air conditioner work. Every time they come over, it's suddenly working again and nice and cool in here. But then the next day it's fucking hot. Hot outside and it's hot as shit in here. All right, this next one is Michael Turner. It's number 208. These are really nice. I mean, you can't go wrong with Michael Turner's work. Again, it's a shame he's not around to do more of it for us. 209. I'm probably going to keep these Michael Turner covers. 210. Just because it's Michael Turner's work. Alright, JLA 83. 84. This is a nice cover. Pretty creepy looking. 85. 88. 89. Never liked Plastic Man any more than I ever liked Mr. Fantastic. It was a fun character. Stephen Bell. 90. 91. 94. Second copy of 94. Give me a second, folks. Pull out some more stuff. Look at my bald spot there. Alright, so next up we got JSA, Justice Society of America. This is issue 48. 49. I like this cover. Looks pretty good. Probably better side. I like this cover. That cat you did is I really like this next cover of the Carlos Pacheco cover. I would say his last name. I'm not quite wrong because he was my first language. Stuff with other languages. Carlos is one of the artists that is definitely mine. Sometimes we'll get to his work at the things he's working with for other ones. Another cover language. Then next we have Hawkman. Pretty much have an instant made Hawkman collection here, starting with issue number 1. And for the most part, all these books I'm showing you are all in extremely nice shape. Most of them are probably most definitely in the near mid range. A few of them have some good things flying there, but the guy took, took good care of these books. So number 7. So most of these books are all in near mid range. 8. Up to 18. 22. Give me a second to put these away, and I'll show you some more. The next bunch I've got are this is a bunch of it's a bunch of Independence and Marvel books that aren't really high on my to keep list. So if there's anything in those books that I just showed, you're welcome to them. Alright, I've never even heard of this book before. It's Realm of the Claw, number 4. Never heard of this one either. I don't even know. Pursuit Comics, Arcana Comics, never heard of them. But this cover is, I like the pencils on this cover, and it looks really nice. I think it's called Cade. This is issue 4. Never heard of it before, but it looks cool. Wanted, number 1. Wanted, number 3. And Wanted, number 1 Dossier. And we're gonna do, I really like this book. I really like this cover. It's beautiful. It's Linsner cover. It's Magdalena, number 1. Great book. I don't think this is a Linsner cover, but it's the 3rd issue of Magdalena. Or Magdalena, my bad. Magdalena. So that's issue 3. Here's issue 4. Pretty eye-popping. Cross-Gen Comics it's Brath, number 7. I think I'm gonna hang on to this one for my Cross-Gen collection. It's like, the company went downhill when I was on deployment in 2004, and I don't know what happened at the comic shop because I left. I said I want all of the Cross-Gen books. I had no idea that the company was gonna fold, so I have no idea what happened. I don't know why I didn't get the last few issues of the books, but here's issue number 29 of Crux. This was a really cool book too. Like, honestly, most of the Cross-Gen books were outstanding. That's my opinion. But yeah, so here's Way of the Rat, number 19. Cross-Gen, I think, got the short end of the stick by either distributors or the fans. I'm not really sure which one, but they came along at a time when comics, in my opinion, were pretty crappy across the board. Marvel was doing crazy stuff with Spider-Man. DC was never been high on my list. Image was floundering, honestly, I think Image was floundering. So, Cross-Gen came along with, they started with 4 books of, one was science fiction, one was like magic, One was like medieval, and the other one was sort of a fairy tale book with Meridian. So the like Mystic was magic, Scion was the medieval type of book, Meridian was kind of fairy tale, and God, I can't remember the science fiction one. It's not coming to me. But anyways, it was good. They were all good in my opinion. But anyways, so here's another cross-gen book. Lady Death was being printed by CrossGen at the time. So there's issue number 8. Never really was a huge Lady Death fan. Here's issue 11. It's a really pretty cover. But, you know, whatever. That's it for, I think, the independent books. So here's some Marvel books. Secret War 1 of 5. And 2 of 5. And here's some books, or this Supreme Power. It's by in the Max Comics line at Marvel. I'm going to have to look up the rest of these books because this is really good looking stuff. So that's number 3. Here's number 7. So I'm not sure how many there were. Here's Exiles, number 33. More Wolverine stuff that I don't really know about. Crimson Dynamo by Epic, number 1. I didn't know that Epic came back at any point. I thought Epic kind of died in the late 80s, maybe early 90s, but from the UPC spot here, and plus the $2.50 price tag, this had to have been sometime in the last decade or so. Anyways, cover's really cool. I haven't read the book yet, but I need to. We have Captain Marvel 17, Thor, Thanos, Captain Marvel. Number 18, again, Thor, Thanos, and Captain Marvel. We have Iron Man 386. I don't know who was doing the covers at the time. I'm not familiar with it, but the pencils on this book were really, really super cartoony. Here's another one. Wasn't a big fan. Bart Sears is a guy who worked for Valiant for a long time, and he did X-O-Man of War, and he even got into CrossGen. So here's an example of his work on Marvel, Captain America and the Falcon. I'm sorry, but it looks like shit. Yeah, Captain America looks terrible in this book. I love Captain America. I love Bart Sears' work, but I don't think they go well together. So here's the second issue of that. If this hadn't been in this, a Craigslist buy, there's no way I would have picked that up. Here's Wolverine and Captain America 1 of 4. Don't have any more of those. Here's Captain America 509. This was probably one of my favorite runs of Captain America when Dan Jurgens was writing. I believe Dan Jurgens was writing it as well as doing the pencils. Yeah, especially all right, the Captain America from the early, back in the early Cap, the like hundreds, 100 to like 120 was awesome. They had amazing people working on the book. Captain America books in the 70s, Captain America and the Falcon kind of lost me. I never really, I haven't really been working hard at filling in those books because they just kind of lost me. Captain America in the 80s and 90s, okay, but this is probably my favorite Captain America. Not necessarily this book, but Dan Jurgens' work on it. I can't say enough about it. It was good stuff. So here's 510. Oh, and I believe it was Bob Layton was doing the pencils. And if you don't know who Bob Layton is, he worked on Iron Man for a long time. In the early 80s, probably late 70s, early 80s. And Bob Layton also ended up having a big role at Valiant Comics. I'm pretty certain that Bob Layton is one that worked on X-O-Man of War. So, his Iron Man experience and, writing Iron Man and doing all that stuff with the armor lent itself, in a strange way, to a barbarian in a suit of armor. So anyways, enough of that. Here's Captain America number 16. And I'm not sure which volume this is, probably, but anyways. I love Jay Lee's artwork, and again, here's another artist that while I love his artwork and I love the character, I'm not certain that they go well together. And, you know, it's just my opinion. And the Marvel Knights line of comics, I always considered the Marvel Knights as being more of a grittier, darker set of heroes, and I'm not sure that Captain America really ever should have been put in the Marvel Knights line. Anyways, here's issue 17 and issue 19. I do like this cover. It's issue 20. It's a nice cover. Might have a little too much headroom there, but it's a good cover. It's better than 24. 20. I like this cover a lot. 25. This is a really nice cover. I like it. I think the pencils on this are very clean. The inks are very nice. Yeah, I like this. This next book I haven't read. I probably should, but the cover is... I'm really digging the cover. There's something on the cover too. It looks like a blue, but I don't know what it is. So it's issue number 1 of Kingpin. Really nice cover, artwork. Alright, here we have Busiek and Eric Larson working on the Defenders together. I was really happy to see Eric Larson come back to Marvel. I'm not sure, like, is he still working on Savage Dragon? I haven't seen that book in years. And honestly, I don't, other than his run on the Defenders, I don't really remember Eric Larson's work in the last, decade or so. But Eric Larson was pretty good. Great run on Spider-Man and all that stuff. Alpha Flight number 1, no big deal, haven't read it. Here's 1602 Part 4. I think I got the trade, so I've read this, I just don't remember. U.S. Agent number 1, whatever. Not really a huge fan on this. Although, yeah, it's nobody. Iron Fist number 1, first issue again. Iron Fist number 1. Identity Crisis number 1. Whatever. Not excited about it. Excalibur number 1. Again, not too excited. Here's one that kind of like has caught my eye a little bit. It's Citizen V in the V Battalion, issues 1, 2, and 3. And they're falling on the floor. Come back here. So anyway, yeah, I need to get into those and read them. Here's a book that I've always kind of wanted to get into reading, but I didn't notice it on the stands until it was well into its run, so I never really made a lot of effort into getting them. But it's Black Panther. Here's issue 31 and issue 32. This might prompt me into looking for these books a little bit harder. I think at the used bookstore down the street, I think they might have a whole bunch of these books for $1 a piece, so I'm going to stick my nose in there one of these days soon and see what I can dig out. I'm not sure which volume this is, but it's Daredevil, 56, 59, 60. Yeah, I don't know. This is 1 of 5. I'm not sure. Now we got the Punisher. Off the Fantastic Four number 1. The artwork is really nice. Yeah. Alright. And we're going to skip on ahead to a little more Fantastic Four. Damn it. Okay, so I mentioned Carlos Pacheco before, and this is probably one of my favorite runs of Fantastic Four ever. His artwork is amazing, and I don't think the guy got it paid. Yeah, I mean, he made even Reed Richards look less of a douchebag. Um, I like his books or his work so much. I just can't really express that. All right, some Incredible Hulk. This is the oldest book that was in all of this stack, this box. It's $195. And we have some newer stuff with 26. This is creepy looking cover. 56. Not the best Green Goblin. 7. Now that's just that ends kind of the books that I'm a little underwhelmed by, because they're nice books, but I'm not overly excited about them. Now I've got a short box here that I've put all the books that I really was like, ooh, I like this kind of stuff into. So give me just a second to move this stuff out of the way and reach it for this short box. Alright. Now, most of the stuff I couldn't see because they didn't, the only pictures, you only had a few pictures, so most of the stuff I couldn't see. But, one moment. Wow, okay. So, this is probably my favorite book that I got out of the whole bunch, and this basically just because of the cover. It's the Amazing Spider-Man 500. And it's a beautiful cover. I'm really happy to have gotten that. Now, I got a nice run of Batman books, and it happens to be in probably the best spot. I'm missing one of the books, so I'm going to have to dig it out or go on the hunt for it. And I got Batman number 609. We all know why this is special. 610. If you don't know, it's because 610 last one is 611. You haven't recognized it yet. You don't have 612. But I do have 613. And it's a beautiful Jim Lee cover. And inside is also like Jim Lee. And this stuff is also nice because we've got all the pencil on there. So yeah, this is pretty. I've got most of the Hush storyline. And most of these are first prints. So it's 614. 650. In wonderful condition. Most definitely 9s and aboves. I'm positive. I'm sure they're probably closer to 9.6s, 9.8s for most of these books. 618. Another 618. So yeah, and so out of all these books, I think I end up paying around 35, 40 cents a piece for these. Probably not even 40 cents a piece, more like 33, 30, 35 cents. Here's issue 619. Wait, did I already say 619? Yep. Oh, this is the first one, 619. Now, this is 619. I don't think I've got the original cover for. In fact, I think this one is the second printing. Maybe this is the original cover and it's the second printing because the UPC number is 619-1-2. So, yeah, I'm not sure. I gotta look that up more. Here's another 619, and this is got a variant cover and it's got a fold-out cover. That's really nice. As well as this issue of 619 having a fold-out cover and being really nice. Now, we're going into 620 for Batman 620. 21. 22, 25. Wow, it's a half-hour video, sorry. 26. I really like this next cover of 27, 627. It kind of looks like a painted version of the animated series artwork. And 628. Alright, next up I've got, I'm going to try to move faster. It's Batman and Superman. So, or Superman and Batman. We have issue 1, 2, 3, 5. Beautiful cover of the again, I think it's another one cover. Yes, it is. On 9. Another one. Yeah, those Michael Turner covers for sure. Stupid. Wow, I've got a bunch of Avengers books here. Alright, you know what? I'm going to cut this short because we're up to 32 minutes. I'll show you the rest of these books in another video. So if you've gotten through this much of this video, thanks for watching. Those last few books I showed you are definitely my favorite ones out of all of this. So thanks for watching and have a good day.